It's a show where we talk about mental health issues. Today, our show is going to be about a year in crisis. I'm LaShawn McCautry, and I have with me today
Rosalie Cameron.
Rosalie Cameron, and she's going to be sharing her experience with her year in crisis. So, Rosalie, tell us about what you experienced.
Well, it was January 30, 2016. I woke up like any other morning, spoke with my sister. We chatted for a while, and I noticed I was feeling some pain.
Okay.
So she got off the phone, and I didn't pay much attention to the pain. I just thought I didn't sleep properly. But as time went on, the pain progressed.
Wow, okay.
And it kept getting more and more intense.
Okay.
And it got to the point where I ended up on the floor on my hands and my knees. Just the pain was so intense.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. And then at that time my husband said, "Should I take you to urgent care?" And I said, "No, it'll pass.
Wow.
It'll pass. I'll just let it go." And so within about 5 minutes, I was in the bathroom throwing up from the intense pain. And so at that point, I thought I had kidney stones. So I said, "Come on, take me to urgent care." And so we went to urgent care, and to cut a long story short, a couple weeks later, we found out I had 4 different masses in my pelvic cavity.
Wow, 4 masses.
Yes.
What were you feeling? What were you thinking with that
Shock.
information?
Shock. It's pure, sheer shock.
Yeah, yeah. And so what happened after that?
More testing.
Yeah.
More testing. So within a span of 3 months, I must have seen about 10 different doctors.
Wow, that's a whole lot.
It was.
So emotionally, what was going on with you?
Emotionally, I became detached.
Oh, wow.
It was like I was having an out-of-body experience. It
Wow.
was like I was there, but it wasn't me it was happening to. I kept hoping someone would pinch me, and I
Wow.
would realize it was just a bad dream.
Just a dream, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. So with all the testing and with, detaching yourself, what was that like for your family?
It was very hard.
Yeah.
My husband, who's not much of a talker to begin with, became very silent because you can tell he was just trying to process.
Yeah.
My children, their fear was I was going to die, especially my son.
Yeah.
His whole thing was, please don't die, Mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
was
tough.
very difficult.
That's tough. So after the testing and things like that, and several doctors, tell us about after that.
Well, everything, like I said, started in January. By April, I was referred to Loma Linda Oncology. And I think that's when it hit me, that something was really wrong.
Okay.
And so I met with the oncologist, and the first thing she said to me was, "You need to be admitted to the hospital." And I said, "No, I don't." And she says, "Yes, you do." And she says, "Because if you are not admitted to the hospital, you will lose function of your left kidney."
Wow. So there was some stubbornness there.
Yeah, there was. Well, I had little babies at home, and I'm a mom.
Yes.
You know the mom
Right.
thing.
Yes.
We have to make sure everybody
else is okay. Yeah.
Exactly. So any which way, that was a Thursday, and I said to her, "Will anything be done were I to come into the hospital on Thursday? Would anything happen before Monday? Because at this time, I have like 5-month-old twins at home, and I need to make the necessary arrangements.
Right.
I just can't go vacation in the
Right.
hospital."
Right.
So she said, "No, Monday will be fine." I said, "Well, tell you what, I will come in on Monday."
Wow.
And then I set my support system in place.
Great.
Because that's when the reality of and the seriousness of the situation really
Set
hit
in.
me. And the first person I went to was my sister,
Okay.
and she lives in Canada.
Wow.
And so I called her while I was in the doctor's office, and I was so emotionally distressed, I couldn't even speak on the phone. I handed the phone to my girlfriend, and I said, "You tell her."
So you couldn't even tell her what was
I couldn't tell
happening?
my sister what was
Wow.
happening. And so she knew when I handed the phone to my girlfriend that it was bad.
Something was
And so
wrong.
my girlfriend told her, and she said, "I need to talk to my sister. I need to see her." And she saw me, and I just started crying like a baby. I just started crying. And so she made the arrangements to come.
Okay.
And that, at that point, that was the biggest relief. Because even though my husband is here, he's trying to support me.
Yes.
And so I know once my sister came, there would be a semblance of
Normalcy, yeah.
Yes.
And you said something so important, that support system piece.
Yes.
When someone is in crisis, having that support is so important.
It is.
Okay. So then what happened after that?
Well, after that, they did a whole bunch more tests, lots of biopsies. Everything kept coming back benign. Everything kept coming back benign. But the doctor kept saying something does not seem right. And so she kept pushing and doing more tests. And finally, in about July, she said, Rosalie, I'm going to refer you out because something is wrong.
Right.
Even though all the tests are saying everything is negative, something is wrong.
Wow.
And so in July, she referred me out. And I went to Cedars-Sinai, and August 15th, my life stopped. I was running errands, and I got a phone call, and I picked it up, and it said, is this Rosalie? I said, yes. You have lymphoma. You need to be treated. And the phone clicked.
Wow. What is lymphoma?
It's a cancer in the blood, but in the lymph system.
In the lymph system.
Yes.
Okay.
In the lymph system.
Wow.
And so they said it had progressed, and I needed to get treated. And at that point, I was just like devastated again.
Sure.
I called my sister, who happened to be in town this time, and I told her what was going on. And so finally, when my doctor got the news and she tried to relay it on to other specialists, they were told by her, they told her they don't believe that's so. And so another 6 or 8 weeks went by.
Yes.
And I woke up in a pool of my own blood.
Wow. Wow.
And that was the scariest thing for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And even though that happened, when I called them to tell them what was going on, and they told me to come to the emergency room, I still needed to make sure that my son got to Pathfinders before I went.
Wow.
So we got him
Still taking care of things at home in the midst of your crisis.
Exactly. So got that all sorted out and situated, and we went to the hospital. And from there, it went on. We found out I had to have chemo, which that was never a part of our treatment plan, because for about 4 to 6 months, I had been told that everything was benign.
Right.
So we were going to follow a natural regime. And so now I'm in the hospital in crisis.
Right.
And so the one thing I didn't want to do was what I
Had to do. Didn't have a choice.
I was angry. I was very, very angry. It wasn't at the fact that I had cancer, but it was at the fact how everybody had just dragged their feet. And now what I did not want was what was happening to me. I felt powerless.
Wow.
I felt that all my choices had been taken away.
Wow.
And I felt that while I was there powerless, I was the one with the diagnosis of cancer, but my family was the one who had to live it.
Live with it. Yeah. 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 So you've pretty much told us a lot of what has happened with your crisis, what you've had to deal with, what that was like. And then now, with having to do something that you really did not want to do, and that's chemotherapy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you went through your courses of chemotherapy?
Yes, I had my last chemotherapy on January 3rd, and on April 24th at 9:45, I was declared cancer-free.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. And how are you feeling now? How are you doing now?
Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Traveling all over the world.
Beautiful.
And taking care of things.
Exactly.
Wonderful. So we heard about our Rosalie's year in crisis. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, because I'm pretty sure that there's someone out there that can probably identify with what you've been through. So we really appreciate you telling your story.